We're live on this shit too now. What's up, everybody?
Hey,
It's been a long week.
long week for you, wrestling, and everybody, man. You and AJ Styles included. I told you AJ Styles was too old for that shit, bro. I told you that when we saw him like LA Knight. I was like, dude, he's too old for this shit, bro.
It's been an interesting week in wrestling, though, for sure.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it. What's been going on? Give me the news, dude. I don't know. Nothing's popped up.
Ethan Page, who was in AEW and from the Indies, is now officially in NXT and signed his contract.
Nice.
So they just stole a big star from AEW.
Nice.
And then the other thing that's happened is that Jordan Grace, who was in the Royal Rumble, who's the Knockouts Women's Champion in TNA, made her NXT debut, which means that WWE now has a semi-working relationship with NXT. WWE has a working relationship with Impact Wrestling.
Wow.
So it's going to be interesting what happens there, because is the relationship just NXT one way, or are we going to start seeing some NXT stars in Impact/TNA? And that's an interesting position to be in. I don't know, you froze. I lost Keenan. Keenan's gone. Are you there, Keenan? Come in, Keenan. This is ground control to Keenan. This is ground control to Keenan. This is ground control to Keenan. Great. So in other news, I had a good time on Sunday, everybody. I was at a wedding. I was at a concert. For those who want to know about my personal life, I am a Sonic the Hedgehog fan. So yes, I am. I'm a proud Sonic the Hedgehog fan. This seltzer is actually really good. It's a sparkling, lovely peach mango seltzer, guys. And they are not a sponsor, but this seltzer is delicious. Hey, what's up, Keenan? How are you? Oh boy.
Bitch. I'm right here, dude.
Oh no, we were just talking about my weekend and my week.
You're good. I'm just fucking like dude. I have like nobody in my house, so I don't know what the fuck is happening, dude. I don't understand.
I don't know either. I had an issue with my phone today, and like legitly, I couldn't make a phone call for like 30 minutes.
Really?
Because like there was like a big storm that passed through, and then every once in a while it happens, and like I live pretty much like right next to Danbury.
Right.
So, and then I texted somebody who lives like 30 minutes away after. It's like, yo, dude, I couldn't make a phone call either. So there's some weird shit happening right now.
What the fuck is this shit?
I think we're being invaded by aliens. That's just my thoughts.
I believe it too, dude.
I think they're infiltrating us, but I don't think they're trying to take over Earth. I think what they're really interested in is this idea of like, how can we score some hot Earth chicks? That's what I think it's about.
You ever see the movie Earth Girls Are Crazy? I swear to God, if you say no, or Earth Girls Are Easy with Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans, and Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis.
I haven't seen it, but have you ever played Frank's Adventure 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I played Frank's Adventure 1. I know that for sure. I'm not 2, 3, and 4.
Oh my God, you don't know what you're missing. You really have been deprived.
No,
So yeah,
I like vagina, bro. My bad. No, I'm joking with you. What's up? How have I been deprived? I know I've played. Remember, I have played. I know I played. I played one. I know that for sure.
so the best part of Frank's Adventure for me, and this is terrible because this is so incriminating, right? Is that I played Frank's Adventure while I was in like fifth grade in school.
Jesus Christ.
And so this was before my school basically had like pop-up blockers and all sorts of stupid shit like that. So like they were my school was slow for lack of a better word. And so we would all huddle around and you got a bunch of guys just playing this game and it was great.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
but that's why I think we're being invaded because Frank's Adventure 3 is all about that.
And sometimes you kill me, dude. Sometimes you say some shit. I'm like, no, this is either above my pay grade or like way below it somehow. I'm not for sure. I'm not sure. All right. So, anything else going on in wrestling, Alex or AJ?
Basically, there's a working relationship now between TNA and WWE. That's really the biggest news, and it's a big deal because it just means that we can get superstars from either company showing up at any given time, anywhere, and it's kind of fun if you're a wrestling fan, right? The fact that I think it's fair to say that matches that we thought couldn't happen could potentially happen now.
But
So
who does TNA have that? I mean, who do you care about? Because I don't know anybody that's in TNA that I technically care about.
TNA is interesting in that regard, where they have just like the X division, so they have a bunch of high flyers.
Yeah.
And then I think they have Rich Swann. I think they have Sammy Callahan. I think, and TNA has a bunch of guys that come in and out because it's a good paid gig where you get to still work a bunch of independent dates, but you also have a pretty solid position. And so people come in and out, and they also have, I mean, I know you hate women's wrestling, but they are very much their knockouts division, which is what they call their women's division, is arguably the best in the business. So it's kind of nice in that regard but then you got guys like Sammy Callahan, and you got Rich Swann there, and then you got Kazarian, who's been around, and then some other people are around. So it's kind of just a cool thing when there's just options now, for lack of a better word.
Options make options. Well, I mean, is there anything else going on in WWE universe this week or last week or?
Apparently, Liv Morgan has economic problems too. So that's it. and Dom Mysterio apparently knows how to satisfy 3 women. So there we go.
Well, you know what they say about tiny guys, big penises. Oh yeah.
He has his wife. He's got Rhea, and now he's got Liv. That guy's a player.
Player for sure. Player for sure. So we were gonna check out the movie Super High Me this week, right? And you remember why we were gonna check out the movie Super High Me?
Because we were supposed to do something with a comedian.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the nightclub tonight and see the guy Doug Benson and check out his act and everything. But guess what? In true Super High Me fashion, his show was last week. So I went and saw Punky Johnson from Saturday Night Live, who was still good, but completely defeated the fact of everything us putting shit together and all so I was kind of like, what?
I don't fault you at all.
I faulted myself because literally when I was like isn't Doug Benson here tonight? And they're like, no, that was last week. I'm like, mother fucking shit. Because I swear to God, and I talked to somebody on the phone. Somebody was on the phone with me while I was looking at this guy's shit. I was like, hey, he's coming the same weekend as a Fan Expo, which I'm doing Fan Expo tomorrow with my daughter. So I was like, okay, well, hopefully I'm not too tired. Hopefully I can do this shit, blah, blah, blah. But nah, I guess I just got 2 stoned. So, but what did you think of the movie Mecca? Did you enjoy it? Did you find anything funny about it all?
No, I like the concept of it, to be honest. I thought it was a parody, obviously.
And it like the fucking just the scene of him walking into the dispensary and the guy
It was ridiculous.
like it puts you more time frame than like the internet does. Like if he had dial up internet or some shit back, you know what I mean? Like I was like holy shit, like and I don't know about your
The
state.
scene wasn't even that funny, man. It was just, you know what it was for me? I know the exact scene you're talking about, right? And
Yeah.
it wasn't funny, but it was really funny because it wasn't supposed to be funny, and it
Yeah.
was. And
And
so like, but like that's how the whole movie was. Where I love the concept more than I love the movie. Where clearly it's a parody,
oh, it's
and clearly they're just taking shots at Super Size Me. They're making jokes about it. And I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant commentary, to be honest.
it was very good. But I remember like because when the movie came out in 2007, my daughter was 5 years old. I was like, I was like 24, man. So I'm like in peak loser Keenan fucking said, oh, this is so funny, man. He's just smoking weed for 30 days straight and like, but then of course, in true super high me fashion, I fuck up the dates of the show, dude. Just complete. Oh my god. Oh, and even better, I got free tickets to the fucking show tonight, dude. Guess how I got free tickets? A couple weeks ago, we went to go see Chris Farley's brother, Kevin Farley, and my mom got free tickets. Like, she just got an email that said, hey, I got free tickets to this show. Do you want them? I was like, fuck yeah, I do. I was planning on going anyways. She calls them up and says, hey, I got this email. They said, okay, give me your name, your phone number. What was the code word? She just said blue. And they said, okay, well, we'll see you when you get here. So that's what I did today. I was like, hey, I got an email saying that I got free tickets. I'm like, okay, name, phone number, code word. I just said blue. I said, okay, you want to come to the late show or the early show? I was like, the late show. Never once did they say Punky Johnson or anything like that, because then I would have been like, oh, wait. Because, like, I didn't, like, I mean, I like her, but I wouldn't have gone to the show or done any of the shit. The entire time I was thinking, man, this would have been a really, because my idea was to be like, hey, man, I do this podcast with this guy. Now, my idea was, because I have 2 phones, my idea was to try to get you on that vertical live, like real quick, like to go vertical live, like have you ready and set up to where I can be like, hey, man, I got this guy. We're going to do a podcast and he's never watched Super High Me before. Do you want to ask him a couple questions, find out what he thought? Or you could just take a video. Because I wasn't going to put him on the spot and make him like talk to you all of a sudden if he didn't want to.
But you know what it is though? The thing is that see what I've learned in my life is that people love talking about themselves, right?
Yeah.
And also successful people love giving their time
Right.
talking about themselves. In which it's crazy, right? So I think the guy is a pretty successful stand-up comic, and he's
Right
having a
here.
good
He has,
time.
he has some very good podcasts. He does at the movies with Doug Benson where he gets stoned and watch movies. Like he has a pretty good podcast. He does some pretty good shit.
And that's the thing that my experience, I don't know what your experience is, but my experience is that successful people are always happy to give their time. And people who are, I mean, this is gonna sound fucked up when I say it, but I find that, the people who are struggling or, aren't quote unquote as successful tend to not want to give their time. Like I'm always happy to do an interview on a topic, right?
Right.
That I kind of know some shit about. I'm always happy to help somebody. Somebody just said, "Hey, man, how do you get guests on your podcast?" And I kind of, gave them a little bit of information.
Right.
I didn't give them the whole secret sauce, but what I basically said to the person, I said, you know, you got to figure out what your show is, and then sometimes, you got to figure out where you are in your career. If you're brand spanking new, you know what it is, and you don't even have a show, you got to go figure it out. You got to go maybe go for some low tiers first, and then you slowly build up your repertoire. And I know it sounds kind of shitty to say, Oh man, like just an example of that, right? Somebody who just launched a Kickstarter and does $2,000. Ask to interview them first.
Yeah.
Then you do a bunch of those people. Eventually, go for a 5,000, and then maybe you'll eventually go up and you'll level up.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that was the advice I gave, and I'm happy to help people like that. But I'm not gonna give them the whole fucking trade secret of exactly how I've done it. But I
You know,
give information that, like,
we get that information right now today.
what?
What? We can't get that information from you today.
No, 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 no. I mean, obviously, I have
Fucking with you, Mecca. I'm fucking with you.
no, 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 no. We all have trade secrets, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's nothing against anybody. And even if you were to pay me, I'm not interested in giving away all my trade secrets. And also, what I said to this person, I said, look, part of it's also luck. Part of it's luck in life because life is complicated, and sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time.
Right.
It's how I got the Bushwhackers on my show.
The
I
bushwhacker.
just Yeah, the legendary wrestling Bushwhackers tag
Oh,
team.
I know who you're talking about. I mess with my son all the time. Like we do the bushwhacker shit. Of course, I know the legendary bushwhackers, dude. And who they were? They were the sheep herders before that, and they were way different than the bushwhackers in WWF. Way different. They were like wicked, fucking evil type Australian fuckers before that.
It was a great interview. It was a great interview, and I just met the right person at the right time. And you know what? Sometimes in life, that's just what it is. Sometimes you
That
just
one,
get.
is that one on YouTube?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's up on YouTube. It was great. It's up
I didn't know you interviewed the bushwhackers. Dude. So I'm gonna go up and check it. That's why I was wondering if it was on
I
YouTube.
didn't know if it was gonna happen, so I wasn't pushing it heavy, and I just met the right person at the right time, and the person said, "I'll see what I can do," and that's what happens, and that's just life. And then I got to interview Adam Riches, who did a bunch of action figure covers for WWE,
Uh-huh.
the comics, and he designed a Mickey James's WrestleMania gear. He designed Johnny Gargano's a bunch of his wrestling gear. So, like, it just so happens that sometimes you just meet the right people at the right time. And
All
I'm
right.
stupid enough to ask. I've asked a bunch of people, and they're like, "Yes," and I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta fucking show up now." It's like, and it's kind of funny, right?
Yeah,
That
you gotta do something, man. You gotta do something. So we both enjoyed Super High Me, and of course, I of course enjoyed the fuck out of it. But it
I
does.
thought it was good. I enjoyed it a little bit different than you did, right? Because I appreciated the fact that it was a parody. I appreciate the fact that it was commentary. I also think that going backwards into it, and not to get too technical, but I thought that it was really, really interesting to look at a movie done in 2007 in 2024.
Oh, dude, it was. That's what I was saying, dude. Like nothing. Just the way that he bought the weed at the dispensary in California, like it was in the very fucking early days of weed being semi legal in California, and he was like, yeah, yeah. I mean, he before that he wasn't going to the dispensary to get a shit. So I mean, like that's kind of
This, and I'm curious. Obviously, I think the movie could have only been done 2007 or before, maybe 2008-ish. But now weed and the Mary Jane, if you will. I really wanted to drop that line. I'm so sorry. That could have- Oh, I really tried. Oh man, I'm so sorry. That was terrible.
be a lot cooler if you did.
All right, all right, all right.
But and you yeah, right. And you I mean you couldn't get and that's the thing, and you gotta think like what like it's not that long ago, like it's less than 20 years ago. So less than 20 years ago, that's how weed was, and that's like his whole like the whole thing, and like how he was like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke weed for 30 days, it's gonna be fucking awesome. And then by like the 30 days, like shit, I'm kind of fucking over this shit and everything. Like, and it did kind of like prove the point that yeah, weed isn't terrible, but it definitely isn't great. Like you definitely like slow, like his scores at the beginning of it were way better than his scores at the end of it. Like all the shit he did, like doesn't make you like you're not addicted to it, but you're definitely like need
But,
it.
that's the thing, though, right? So, like, it's interesting, right, to dive into that because at least the way I viewed it, right,
Yeah,
I have a drink on my Friday, right, but then the next 6 days I'm not drinking, and so I have 2 or 3 beers on my Friday, and then guess what? You don't drink all week, and guess what? The high and the result of you getting buzzed is pretty solid because your body, I don't want to say it forgets, but it's not used to it. So like I had 3 mixed drinks tonight. And for the next 6 days, I'm not gonna drink again. And then I'm gonna have another 3 mixed drinks next Friday. And then it's like the buzz is gonna, because it's spread out, right? I don't know if that makes any sense.
no, it makes sense completely.
So like I felt like, again, though, I mean, again, I thought this was social commentary in a lot of ways, and I thought it was a really interesting movie.
That,
Not,
that
it wasn't an anti-weed movie. It
oh
was
no,
more along the lines of, maybe if you want to, enjoy weed, it's the type of thing that smoking it all day, every day for 30 days isn't going to help you.
this guy has podcast on YouTube right now of him hitting. I just watched a podcast of him and this comedian Joey Diaz on 420 smoking out of a bong. So I mean this. So 20 years later, he has not changed his game at all, dude. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think he's doing it to the extreme that he did in the movie.
I'm not to that extreme, man, but a dude likes to. I mean, him and this comedian were sitting there just smoking bowl after bowl, and dude, I'm a weed smoker. I enjoy some weed, but pretty much about 3 hits, you're not really getting any more stoned or high than, you know what I'm saying? Like you only get to a certain level. Like it's not like with drinking where you're just like, I just got, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe you can feel just so, but you're gonna get so stoned that you fall asleep. So really like 2 or 3 hits, and I'm good for like about an hour or so. We're not a problem. Let's go. But
So
man, he was smoking it up, dude.
I mean, have you seen Bill Maher talk about this?
Yeah. Hey,
Bill Maher with Real Time with Bill Maher, whether you agree or not agree politically with Bill Maher is not the point here. But he was explaining how like he doesn't smoke weed when he's working on his show. He's like, I get shit done.
yeah.
Can't be when he's doing Club Random, he might take a hit, but like he's not, freaking hitting up while he's working and writing Real Time with Bill Maher. He has to get shit done.
Yeah. I mean, he's an avid pot smoker. He really enjoys. That's like instead of his alcohol, he enjoys pot. And there's a time and place for everything. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the man. And I mean, Doug Benson is now. He's just the weed comic. Like he's the Cheech and Chong. Like ever since he did that Super Jaime movie, like he is the weed comic. Like before this, he was kind of dabbling. Like you saw like the comedy, like his part of the comedy shows before he got really deep into this. Like it shows in that movie. Like it wasn't all about weed. Like yeah, I'm a stoner. I like yeah, like okay, I get it. But after this movie, like he is just the pothead's pothead. He is like the go-to stoner comic. I mean, that's just what he does.
It's his brand. That's what it comes down to, right?
And true to his brand and form, I fucked up the fucking dates, man.
But that's perfect. You should shoot him a message. Be like, yo, I fucked up the date, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot a message like, dude, I guess I smoked too much weed.
Had this plan, right?
Oh, I had
420.
so Go ahead. You had a plan for 420 or no?
Oh no, I didn't have a plan for 420. So,
I was like, well, because I was like, it's not today's not 420. So what are you talking about, my man?
I'm not a weed guy.
I know
it's crystal clear to me that I'm not a weed guy.
That's why I thought it was a cool perspective. That's what the whole thing. I was like, it's cool because I was gonna go like, hey man, this guy's never seen your movie. He's not a weed guy. You want to find out what he actually thought about it or something? Like that was gonna be my little hook
I
to go.
mean, my whole thing about weed is that I'm not anti-weed. I don't really care what you do. I don't think. I mean, I'm very honest about it. I don't think it's good that people are vaping weed all day, right? I don't think that's a good thing. I don't really care if you go home and you take a hit or you take two or three hits, and that's what you do to relax at home. But I don't want people in my company where I work smoking weed all day, right?
Right.
Like that's not what I want. Nor do I want people smelling like weed either. No offense, it's not a great smell.
No, I get it, dude. I get it.
But at the same time, I mean, I enjoy every once in a while, partaking in the extracurriculars of weed. I think a lot of people do, but like if I had to choose between having a drink and having a beer and having a hit on a bong or a nice joint rolled up, I'd probably take the beer, to be honest.
See, that's where it's the weeds in your nose, like Friday said. Like Friday said. So tomorrow,
Dude,
I'm what?
oh, I have a weed story that's good though.
All right, let's hear your weed story. Let's hear it.
So the best weed story is that I had an edible, right?
Yeah.
So it was funny because I have the edible and I'm just flying high and I'm good and I'm happy and oh my god, that thing was hitting me amazing and things are great. And then I was all like, "Oh man, this is great." And then I don't know, it was like $10 for the edible. So I don't know if I overpaid, but it was good because I had a great experience. And then my friend who I had it with, here's the problem is that he's like, "This isn't working," and he was getting visibly upset, and I'm just like laughing my ass off at him the whole fucking night because apparently his brownie wasn't working, and my brownie was like taking me onto a whole new level, and I'm like,
Right.
so. So it was a good night because that was working beautifully, and this was in college, and so there you go. So
It's a good little weed story, man. Well, shit, dude. I guess you do dabble in the dark arts.
yes, me and Professor Snape. I
All right, man. Well, tomorrow I've got to go. I got to go to Fan Expo Dallas. I wanted to ask you before we get off real quick if you have any suggestions for who I should try to meet, comic creator wise.
don't
Hold on.
know.
Oh no, I got to read some off. Frank Miller's gonna be there, but he's not gonna be there the day I am. They're having a whole like. Nobody really like. Well, this I do. Have you heard of Zorro, Man of the Dead?
Is that shoot? Yeah, I
It
don't
was
know. I don't
Sean
know.
Sean Gordon Murphy.
Oh, Sean Gordon Murphy. He did Tokyo. Shoot. What's that book? It was a great book. I loved the book. It was great. Um, definitely a crazy book. He does a lot of work with Rick Reminder or Reminer.
Really? I was just wondering if you knew this Zorro book because it's like
Think I do. I think it was done on Zoop of all places. And again, I like Sean Gordon Murphy, and I think he's great. But again, I'm not really a Zorro fan. Like to me, Zorro is kind of outdated.
I thought it was too, but I'm telling you, this cover kind of it look is Zorro the regular old Zorro looking motherfucker, but then there's like half of him is a skull, and then half of him is a Mexican dude with like the Day of the Dead shit on. And so I don't know, just kind of the whole, and then he's holding like some playing card looking shit, like some Gambit type looking shit, dude.
Again, I don't know the book, but like I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, it could be really cool, this idea, but I'm also saying to myself, like, nothing against that, but like Zorro is dead to me. Like This is my parents on the radio fucking shit when they were kids. No, like, and not to date me or my parents, but I'm like,
Oh, you just did your parents on the radio. I was supposed to be like, damn, dude, how old are your parents, man?
my parents are up there. But like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is not a new concept, and I get that it looks cool, but
Yeah.
it's also just a guy with a sword who's a great swordsman. I'm kind of looking at this and I'm like, I want something fucking off the walls.
Well, see, now that you're so against it, I almost want to read it and be like, dude, what's going
I'll
on?
be the first. I'll read it too. If it was affordable, I would have read it.
I don't know if it's affordable. I have no idea about any of this shit. I'm just looking at
This is the issue, right? Is that it was Kickstarter or crowdfunded, and I'm so sick of crowdfunders and me not getting books
right,
that I'm jaded. I'm jaded. For,
right,
for but I'm not jaded because I'm like, oh, I did 100,000 Kickstarter. No, I'm jaded because when a bunch of my books haven't been delivered to me, I don't feel like supporting, and I've been disenfranchised.
right. No, I get that, man. I mean, when you support somebody and you're supposed to be getting something out of it.
It's not even just that. There's a lot of support that's been given, and a lot of things have been promised me or guaranteed to me that have not been fulfilled,
Right,
in a lot of respects. So I've become more jaded in saying, I'm gonna harbor my money, and I'm gonna definitely be careful. And this is an issue, right? And so book looks. I mean, if it was $10 for like a 120-page graphic novel digitally, I probably would take a look at it. But even still, is it even going to be delivered? Like, and when will it be delivered? Because if it's 9 months from now, I'd rather pay $30 for it when it's all complete
right,
versus me giving you my money now with the potential.
right.
So, I mean that I understand I'm jaded on this, and I understand my position, but that's just how I feel.
I think you're jaded on a bunch of shit, Mecca. You're so disenfranchised by the whole system, Mecca.
I
Mecca.
am, I
All
am. Accept that.
right, man. So, what do you think's gonna happen? Are we expecting any big things happening in wrestling? Should we just cancel the fucking wrestling show until like next summer, next coming?
No, I actually might have guests before SummerSlam that I wanted to talk to you about. So
Nice, nice.
they were saying, hey, we could come on, a show, and I said, yeah, let's get some people on.
Cool.
And
No, I'm looking. I've been telling everybody like I'm like you like wrestling. Go, dude, come on my show. Like I need a couple guests on. Like Mecca keeps bringing up fucking people. It's like I know nobody at all. It's like I'm
no,
all
apparently I met these people. They have a podcast, and I said, yo, maybe we could do something for SummerSlam. So maybe like 2 weeks before or the week before SummerSlam, we should fucking do something because
we have another. And there another fucking pay-per-view before SummerSlam though, or yeah, because
oh, I don't even fucking know. I don't even give a shit either.
SummerSlam is August, right? So
It's August 4th. We're,
yeah,
we're, we're not that far away from SummerSlam, but we're 6 weeks
but
out.
we got another fucking paper. We got another pay-per-view or another.
What do we got? Money in the Bank?
Uh, of course, we got money in the bank because that's why Homeboy had to cash. Whatever. I'm just kind of fine. I mean, I like the idea of money. There shouldn't be. I don't know. I like the idea of money in the bank. Everyone. I don't know. Like, should it be a con? I don't know, man. I don't know. I do
This,
like the
this
money in
is
the
what
bank.
I would want, right?
You know.
I don't know if we need a pay-per-view called Money in the Bank, right? I think we should just have a Money in the Bank match. And it should be the main event. It should be the main event,
Yeah.
right? Because the reason why it should be the main event is that you then can't cash in that
Right.
position, right? So now you create suspense, and now we have a contract at any given time for somebody to do something, and it just adds some chaos into the title picture.
Okay. Or somebody, or you could be, or instead, you just have the match. Maybe somebody could like say you got the money, you won the last Money in the Bank match. Maybe LA bitch Knight comes out and says, I'm gonna, a couple weeks later, I'm gonna challenge you for that Money in the Bank title. I want the chance of that shit. So they could even have you could have a match in different pay-per-views, like the bullshit pay-per-view that's about to, something that's just one match just to show up. You could have had one match in fucking France that was a Money in the Bank title.
Again, my position is simple as that I don't think we need a whole pay-per-view. No. I think you can do it at like something like the Great American Bash or whatever the fuck you want to do it at, or Night of Champions. Doing it at Night of Champions actually makes the most sense if you think about it.
Well, it might. I don't think about it that much, Mecca. You're the resident. You're the age wrestling.
I'd much rather talk about my interview with that virtual cam girl.
Oh, talk about the interview with the virtual camera. I watched a good portion of it. I saw a moment of it.
She's great. What she can do.
I don't know why I'm getting phone calls. Hold on, I'm sorry, sir. Hello? Whoa, it's a prank phone call. That's what happens when you offer your phone number up for a call, and Joe is just somebody calling me the N word over and over and over again. Sorry, man. My bad.
Oh, no. My position is that it was a great interview. I had a great time. I knew that what it was going to be like. It was a lot of fun. And she's got a dirty mind just like me. So that's all I'm going to say. What do you think of it?
I don't think she has a dirty mind like you. I wouldn't put her down like that, Mecca. She's a nice, sweet person. Not like I thought it was real good. I like the idea of the, I don't truly understand the CGI cam. I mean, I get it, but I mean, I'm sure they're. I don't know. Like, I mean, I would much rather see actual cam girl titties. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me. But I get the whole thing, and it was a cool interview, and it was cool to hear how she talks about it. Same thing with Stephanie Stalls that you did in the cam girl. What was the name of the cam girl before that? The CGI. Didn't you have another CGI cam girl? Yeah, you did.
So I had 3, right? I had Sasha Nakamoto, which started this whole thing.
Right.
And Sasha's no longer doing that, but her meat suit, for lack of a better word, is still around.
Okay.
And then her voice box, whatever you want to call it. Then I had Lilith Fujimoto, which is really cool. Then I had Akito, who is not a cam girl, but is a VTuber spokesperson for Jap Anime Games, which is a really big company, and they just did a Kickstarter that did over 500,000.
Nice.
So for their card game Oshi Push. So that was a cool one, but that's in the same vein as these. And then I did Evie Akashia, I think is how you say your last name. And then obviously I did Stephanie Stalls. I've done Big Booty Savannah Fox. I've done Kenna Valentina. I've done a bunch of other people. That some of it's been released, some of it has not been. I've done Mia Lee, which is cool. I've done Samantha Mack back in the day. So I've done obviously Bella Madison. I've done Bella Rockefeller. I've done Jen Thomas. So yeah, and you never know who's coming on my show, guys. But I had a blast with Evie. And this is not the last time me and Evie are gonna do something together. No, it's not dirty. I will hopefully get another interview with.
Who are you talking to?
What?
Who'd you say no? It's not dirty to.
I just know there's gonna be questions.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I thought I said something. I was like, "What are you?"
No. I was cutting you off before you began.
I did not, because that's what I just said. Cool. And you're like, no, it's not dirty. I was like, who the fuck? Are they comments that I'm not seeing or something, bro? My bad, dude. I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about, Becca? My bad, man.
I know how this looks on replay, so I'm just getting ahead of it before it becomes worse.
It's not gonna become worse. Nobody thinks you're getting any of these cam girls, bro. We all believe it's all business, Mecca.
It is. It is. I'm just an interviewer who's looking to have a fun time interviewing people.
No, we
And
all understand that, Mecca. We all get that. We don't think you have any chance of. No, I'm fucking with you, Mecca.
yeah.
All right, man. All right, man. Well, you have a good night, dude, and we'll see you next week. Next, are you picking out a movie next week, or we got some wrestling, or what are we talking about? What are we doing, man?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know what we're doing next week.
I don't know.
Um,
Talk about
let's see. Let me think of something that you might not have seen yet.
Just think of a better fucking anime. Don't give me this fucking spirit anime.
Have you seen London Has Fallen?
No, I have not.
Oh, we're gonna watch London Has Fallen, or yeah, yeah. We're gonna watch London Has Fallen, or the one before that one, which is shit. I can't think of it. It's great. It's Gerard Butler. Morgan Freeman's in there. Uh, it,
Oh,
it,
you're talking about the White House has fallen? My
White Has Fallen and London Has Fallen.
well, I've seen White House has fallen. I haven't seen the London has fallen one.
I know we're gonna watch London Has Fallen. It's a fun action when you're gonna have a good time with it, and
Check it out, dude. We'll check it
I think
out.
it's on Netflix. Everybody's in it. It's a great movie. It's a blast.
All right, we'll fight.
So that's what we're doing next week.
Blast it up. Blast it up. All right, dude. Well, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll watch. So, let's. Who are you shouting out? What do you want to? Who do you want to come watch your shit?
Oh, I don't care if who watches my shit. Go buy my shit on eBay, everybody. That's all I have to say. No. Obviously I appreciate everybody. Obviously, I am Pop Anime Comics on Twitter / the X, Pop Anime Comics on Instagram, Pop Anime Comics on Facebook, Pop Anime Comics on the YouTube, Pop Anime Comics on TikTok, Pop Anime Comics Collectibles. And yes, I am a small business. So if you really are interested in buying, whether that's comics, cards, collectibles, obviously I'm a small business, and every little bit of supporting a small business does go a long way. Obviously, if you're not interested in any of those products, feel free not to buy anything from me. But if you are looking for those products, supporting a small business really, really does help a lot. So that's all I have to say. And just like to wish everybody a happy Pride Month.
Are you fucking for real, Mecca? Fucking for real, Mecca. Everyone's wishing everybody a happy Pride Month. I have nothing against that, but just I want to wish everybody. I don't know. Just it seems I don't know. Anyway, I'm Keenan. I'm at Bob's Product. YouTube Bob's Product. I got a stand store with merch. I got a CD for sale. Well, not a CD, a download for sale of music. I got an origin story of Bob. We do the Tower Bob every Monday night. We do Waffling Out every Wednesday night. And we do Pop Anime Comic bullshit with Mecca over here every Friday night. So, someday Mecca's going to come join us for the church at the Tower Bob on Monday nights.
I'll show up when it's a part.
Well, no, all you have to do is just sit, listen, and learn. It might help you, man. Might help you get some women in this life. That's what the whole Tower Bob is.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start my own temple to compete with yours.
You can't compete with the Tower Bob, bro. You can't compete with the Tower Bob.
It's so terrible.
All right, man. All right, so I guess we'll see you next time.
That's a wrap, everybody.
Whatever happened to peace. Peace.